Hello. Welcome in. Hi, I am Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see all of you back. How you doing? What's new? Happy Sunday to ya. How's your weekend been? Hopefully pleasant. Hopefully relaxing. Hello, JK. Welcome in, Zahara. Hello, How to Broccoli. Welcome, Muskeg. Hello, Dragon Sage. Welcome, John Ray. I'll weight this down first. Oh, quiet. So we're doing Washington, D.C. today, or District of Columbia. And so I'm sort of frustrated that I didn't heat up water. Or grind coffee, probably. Nope. Awesome. Yeah. So now we gotta wait for the water to warm up. That wasn't in the plans. I have already started a bit tonight. Considering beans can take a minute to cook, I have put those on in some boiling water and let them sit. So they've been sitting there for a while so they could plump up a bit and hopefully speed up our cook time when it comes to the rest of dinner tonight. We're going to get those cooking once again here pretty quick after I get coffee, though. I have a water mess over here. It's a nasty water mess. You dishwater. So yeah, I've had a productive couple of days. I'm surprised I am not, like, hurting today. I picked up a 4x8 sheet of cement fiberboard and broke it down to use as a countertop. Yeah. I'm surprised my back isn't, like, screaming right now. Hello, Will. So yeah, I've done that. I spent today. Also yesterday, I reprogrammed. I have a TV, but it's not like it's an old TV. It's not 4K. It's not ultra high def. It's been essentially a computer monitor for me for a couple of years for, like, Raspberry Pis and stuff like that, like the miscellaneous things. And I just yesterday programmed it to show my slideshow in my living room whenever I have it on and it's not doing something else. It's not on one of the other HDMI ports. Yeah, and so now it just all shows all my old food pictures. It's sort of awesome. How close are we? We're getting there. I'm gonna mute so I can grind coffee. The last of the coffee in the grinder. It's made it to 190. I've only got it set to 205, so it doesn't have to go too much hotter. But I have taken some luxury on the beans that I am using tonight. I am using a heirloom thin skin white bean instead of the traditional just navy white beans. Essentially same thing, but heirloom variety, hopefully. Took so long and the scale turned off. Hey, Mimic. Why rush it? Then again, my back may be a bit tired today after all. It just may not be in pain, which is awesome. I'm okay with tired and not in pain. Hey, Knowledge. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Appreciate your company. Cheers. Okay, bean soup. We need a pot. I need a pot. I need a big pot. My other big pot's already got oil in it. Which is going to make me want to pull it off the stove for a little bit. We need water in here. Let's go with 6 cups. Smoked hawks. Sliced. So we got 2 smoked hocks. And we'll get those starting to cook. The beans, for anyone just joining in, I got these started earlier with soaking, but I haven't really cooked these. I used heat to start the soak, pre-soak, but they haven't been cooking. Next steps. Veggies. Lucky drop there. Landed against an old chopping bag. And this is getting a layer peeled off of it anyways. Hey, Soph. Doing a bit of red, bit of white, not sweet onion. There be ham hocks and beans and onions. So far, this dinner is sounding amazing. In fact, I know it's going to be amazing. It's just... done with that. Celery. It is celery time. Music was perfect for that. Exclamation mark now may take a little bit longer now. That's because it's now running off of Gemma 4 instead of Gemini. Taking longer than I had hoped. Hi, Explodes. Wow, wow. I guess I need to go back with that. That or the bot's not getting data tonight for some reason. Let's check the logs here. It says midstream analysis enhanced with caption data. So in other words, and I'm not getting errors for not getting captions. Cooking oil. I might be making some spring rolls tonight. That's absolutely not in the bot's knowledge, but I haven't ate that second half of ribs from Wednesday. Tempted to turn that into a couple of spring rolls. Not really part of the Washington, D.C. theme either. But we may have some time to cook these hocks and beans, so... So heating up a pan with some cooking oil over here for sauteing our veggies. Hi, Alex. got all sorts of yummy stuff on the stove. This pasta is meh. I'm not cooking pasta, AI. There's no pasta in tonight's dinner. Did I just call Papadere? Papadelle? Mid? Yeah. Oh, we're not switching cams tonight? Did we lose the... Are you just not on? Guess the camera's not on. Guess the GoPro isn't happy tonight. ear itches. It still itches. Stop itching. Heat off on that. Chicken stock. Rest of that in here. I just want to bring it up to heat before I throw it in with this. Tempted to add more salt there because I don't salt my stock beyond just a little bit there. Those ham hocks are going to have enough. Oh, hey, you're not going to come to a boil if I don't have a flame underneath you. Oops. Sort of hope that word isn't in there. The proper terminology is a whip. I don't know. What about it? I was kidding. I grew up with that terminology for it too. Like, yeah. See? We're not the only ones, so... Make sure that stays boiling for a moment. And then, I don't know why I have a towel around this that's not hot, but I am going to drain these beans that I soaked earlier. If y'all want a close-up on those. Now those all go in there. And we got a big party. That's gonna be one big, beautiful pot of soup. You're off, you're off. You're the only thing left. I think I need a 5-minute breather to cool down, open the window up. Lower the temperature of this room for a minute. I'm going to leave that running. I'm just going to take my screen off and mute things for a couple of minutes. Okay, I'll be back. Let's close this. Ooh. Ooh, missed it by that much. Kitchen is considerably cooler after allowing that to all cool down. Now we just got that single pot bubbling, which I think the fan can handle fine. It's when you get 2-3 pots or a giant pot of stock going, the fan sort of struggles. Maybe should have kicked it onto high, but then it whines in the background of the music and in the audio. Yeah. Okay, so next steps here. I think we're going to do the ribs here next that I was talking about. I'm going to at least prep them, make them and roll them. Let's see what we got left over here. Yeah, we got some decent meat to work with there. Also going into this mix, we're going to add a couple other things to obviously bulk it up so it's not just ribs. Should have checked if these guys are actually in. Well, Maryland, they're close. This is what I bought for our mumbo sauce. Which I assume is something I can probably make on my own. But I haven't recalled ever having it, or... You know, I have no reference on what it should be. What I'm shooting for in flavor. This is also apparently a thing in Chicago under another name and lesser loved. It's probably about right for with the... Oh, I'm not going to have to cut these out because you got cold, did ya? Nope, this is more of a project than I thought it was going to be. Thank you, Knowledge, but it looks mostly black to my eyes from the singeing on the foil rather than the actual meat. Let's get that on a cutting board so we can actually tell what we're working with. Do some actual cutting here. Okay, fine, be that way. Probably just gonna have to be careful about that, trying to get the cartilage out of these. I've like... For those unclear what I'm working on right now, I am stripping the bones off of an old and cold rack of ribs that I cooked actually on Wednesday's stream. I am going to be using this as meat for making some spring rolls. So this all gets chopped down. It's a bitsy, tiny whiny. Maybe you'll just go through all of it. So how many people were aware they were releasing a new Star Wars movie this month? Not to be advertising the movies necessarily, but what I'm doing right now is most certainly not part of the menu tonight, Blake. I'm using up the leftover ribs and turning them into egg rolls, while the major part of tonight's dinner boils away on the stove there. On the stove we have beans, onions, celery, 2 ham hocks that have been smoked, and that is all bubbling away. Yeah, it wasn't pre-warmed. It had to start up the model and everything for the first one. It's using the recording machine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that. That's not gonna fly for the future. I was looking at my API costs, which are affordable, but my AI use was creeping up towards $10 a month on the bot. And so it was like, we can cut that back. We can use local stuff. Why don't we just cut out Gemini for a little bit here, see how that works. Okay, so we got those two lovely things together. I also have, in this house, some Chipotle. Spicy. From Friday's stream, we got a couple of even though it was all cooked meat, let's give this a nice rinse down. Nice quick cleanup. Hey, Chris. Now is not performing well tonight. It's working, but its responses are being a bit lackluster. I was talking about it earlier. I'm trying using a local model rather than an API, and We'll see if it makes it sad, me talking about it bad. Nice. It's a white navy bean and ham hock soup at its core. I've added chicken stock. Onions is very traditionally in there. Celery is much more optional / questionably traditional. And that's what's already all bubbling away there, though we could turn that down a slight bit. Now we solidly got that all on a nice heavy boil. Yeah, that's a bit. You know, we start seeing the user is frustrated in its responses. Okay, so we wipe that off slightly. Let's grab some egg roll wrappers. I'm often a frustrated user, but it's often when it's late at night after the point that I should probably have gone to bed and not exactly firing on 100 cylinders anymore. You all have 100-cylinder engines, right? That's early. Let's fill her up first. If I wanted to stretch this even further, if I was looking to be doing a whole bunch of these, rice, potatoes, hey V. We got Senate bean soup on the stove, and I'm using leftover ribs in some sort of ad hoc egg rolls. I cooked the ribs on Wednesday I've added some chipotle, I've added some onions, I've added... Yeah. Did I get this already once? I think I did, but... Come on, curl. But other than the egg rolls, we got the Senate bean soup already going. Basically done, but it has to cook for a while to cook through the beans, cook those ham hocks down. And then I got to take the meat off of the ham hocks, which is the last sort of thing to make it servable, but... questionably a little too heavy, but oh well. Not oh well, I guess. Yeah, it's a little bit more right size. Hey, El Capitano. Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday to you. Oh, happy Mother's Day, everyone. Y'all called home and said hi to Mom, right? Well, if you can. It's nice they gave you the 10% discount. Yeah, it's looking at a couple of sources. It's looking at Wiki. Not Wikipedia, but another wiki. It has 4 different APIs that it looks at for definitions. It does have about 2,600 different words in multiple languages. That are all mostly food related. We're still bubbling here, but just barely. That's awesome. That's what we want. We got our beautiful... Show you some beautiful bean footage here. We've got our 2 smoked hawks in here. We have our heirloom beans in the bottom, for the most part. And a whole lot of other flavor going on there. Yeah, we're moving. We're moving the beans to the other side. Did hydration play for anyone? Or did I just miss it? If I missed it, cheers. Alright, so this is set. Let's go ahead and start heating up some oil here. We're about to go to an ad, which is about perfect because that'll give us a couple minutes for that oil to heat up. I don't think I mentioned, I'm cheating with the potatoes too. Those are going out of the freezer. It is apparently originally a creation of Chicago under a different name, but is absolutely a huge thing in Washington, D.C. takeout joints. Like, they serve this instead of ketchup a lot of time with fries and stuff like that. I haven't had it before. I'm trying it out. It's a new experience for me as well. And apparently it has 2 names. There's both the Mambo sauce and Mumbo sauce. And apparently one is like the retail version, one is the takeaway version. we're only 120, 130 with that. Oh yeah, we should probably turn this back on. Get this back bubbling. This may be the last stream with the camera on that side of the stove. And the, darn it, what do you call it, type mic? The microphone and the camera are switching sides during the break. I'm taking off until next Sunday. For those of you who enjoy watching my other streams throughout the week on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. Anyways, I am not going to be streaming until next Sunday. And that is partly I'm going to celebrate my birthday. Partly I got things that I'm working on that are new and exciting, but they require a little non-stream time. And so we're going to come back, do next Sunday, which is looking, let me grab the calendar here, Florida. And then we're going to be celebrating my birthday on the Monday after that. Nice knowledge. It seems like May is a big birthday day. Birthday month. Words. Well, thank you. Happy birthday to Knowledge, to Will, to all of you. I already said this earlier. If you have a birthday this year, happy birthday to you. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Were you born on the leap day? We've made it to 200 with the oil. I don't know, should I warm this up, or is this... I assume it's a acceptable room temp, but... It says, our Mambo sauce represents the true spirit of DC's Mambo revolution. Starvin' Marvin Pizza has been a staple of the DC suburbs for over 40 years. This sweet and tangy wing sauce offers a touch of heat with a bright, tangy, fresh finish that Adds phenomenal flavor to meals. Say yes to authentic DC flavor and put it on everything. Chicken wings, French fries, ribs, burgers, steaks, and seafood. I see no easy perforation on the seal here. Nope. Cutting the seal. And rinsing this off because there was sauce under the seal. Apparently it says something about where you were born or where you grew up. Whether that 3.5 is miles, minutes, kilometers. Ooh, let's give that a spin. That's looking a little oily there. Maybe that was shipping. Or maybe that was... We've got a leak in the top and that was water from me rinsing off the outside. Cap seals nicely, though. Nope, it still looks oily. Sweet and sour-ish. Like, it evokes sweet and sour sauce to me. It's not sweet and sour sauce, but we'll see if I try after I try a bit more of it, but alright, now we got that up to heat. We'll turn that down a bit again. Don't need that splattering next to the oil like mad. $2.85. Yeah, I'd compare it more duck saucy than mustardy, though. But very much, the initial hit on my tongue is like, oh, this is sweet and sour sauce. There is a deeper flavor to it, and there's also maybe a smokiness to it that I wouldn't expect in a sweet and sour. Planning on baking my French fries for tonight, but the evil side on the shoulder, the evil, I don't know what, evil voice on the one shoulder is telling me I should fry them too. almost 300-ish. 320. From top to bottom on that oil. Also, for those joining in, my GoPro is not cooperating tonight, so it's not switching cameras for me when I switch to look at the stove. I think the current issue is I'm bumping up towards the limits of my USB capabilities on this machine. And, yeah. I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different cameras, 5 different cameras by USB. The 6th one's by capture card. If only you knew. The CIA probably knows way too much about my life because they can probably activate all of these cameras without me knowing. China, too. Considering most of them were made in China. Alright, let's go in with our first 2 rib egg rolls. Oh, I probably should have thrown some of that cabbage in these. Oops. I feel like this mumbo sauce might actually work with the egg rolls. If the egg rolls don't pop open while I'm frying them. Cooperate. Roll. Roll and stay. There we go. Yeah, no. Still doesn't want to flip on that side. How we looking on chat here? How we doing, chat? We all enjoying our night tonight. Oh, hey. Maybe you want to see what's going on over there. That would have been nice, huh? That would have been good of me to be paying attention to things like that. Yo! Crack the tip on one. Oh, we're going in with you by yourself. You can be messy all by yourself. Oh, no, we wanted to leave it on that side. Fried wonton. That was sweeter than it should have been. I wonder how much sugar or sweetening they put in these wraps. I mean, the big name, as far as I know, of pre-made egg roll, wrappers. That's not good. And got punctured on the end of it. Something. I bumped it into something, or... These are the last two going in. No, I broke another one. So we got egg rolls. Yeah, they do. Let's try this sauce with a bit of the wrapper. See what we got here. Give it a real good coat. Yeah, it's like sweet and sour sauce with some depth. Depth. I'm not saying duck. Captions. Dumb. Yes, tonight we're celebrating the beer of Simpsons. I don't think it has. I assume the hype would be higher. But did the second Simpsons movie come out already? Or did they just release information about it? Or did that happen a couple of years ago and I just not process it? Simpsons are alright, I just not the... I don't watch them regularly. There's most certainly a second one either coming or recent years. It starts off with them continuing the joke of, like, this is stupid, why are you paying to see this? Along the lines of, it'd take 25 years for us to do this again, and it was 25 years. Or something like that. Okay, so now we need to get going with our taters. Let's get our oven going. I could have timed this so that the egg rolls and the potatoes were all, like, it's too hot in here. I didn't see the Arby's curly fries there. I hope they're still selling Arby's curly fries. I settled for a lesser onion ring brand that I suspect is going to be nowhere near as well seasoned. I expect these to be basically plain Jane compared to... It's a whole potato. Down there. I don't think of us being a down there, but thinking about that for a moment, it is down there compared to you. Yeah, oh, Canada. Yeah, McCain fries are around. I didn't look, and I don't typically pick them up. I know people rave about them. I haven't really tried them before, that I recall. I've probably served them like their commercial versions. Yeah, but Americans here in the South, and we don't think, yeah, south of Canada. We think states that are very quickly trying to change their voter laws. Can we pull that? Let's pull the hawks. How long we been streaming? How long these been cooking? Ballpark of an hour 45 minutes or so. Maybe an hour and 30. Yep, those hawks are cooked. They're falling apart cooked. Actually, might as well just leave the bones in there. I plan on returning them there. We're just pulling the meat away and chopping it up so that it's edible. And that takes a moment to allow it to cool down. You can go at it immediately if you're working in a restaurant and don't care about your hands or have gloves to use to dull it down a little bit. I'm just going to let it cool a little bit. I'm gonna eat an egg roll. That's all kinds of yummy. Messy. Delicious. Could have maybe added a bit of salt to the ribs. And the chipotle is creeping up on me afterward. Alright, let's take a hack at this meat. I think you're pretty much done for. I think we got flavor we're going to get out of this bone. So this one is going bye-bye. Could make sure it doesn't have any onions left on it and give it to the puppy, but there is no puppy here, so. I'm still going to give that another moment to cool down before I chop it all up nice and neat. Well, maybe we can go with this stuff over here. I should point out that these are some absolutely beautiful ham hocks that the local store gets their hands on. Most commercial places that I've been to, the Safeways and that of the world, do not have ham hocks that look nearly as beautiful as these. Near as much meat on them, that sort of thing. Yeah, you gotta search them out. believe me, that skin's going back in. It was just too slippery with this large piece of meat. And this meat here, the hock meat, can often cut a bit uneven because it's all mini little muscles with tons of cartilage and connective tissue, and it's all delicious, but many different textures. The more you cook them, the more they just come soft. So, I mean, there is the percentage of people in the world who are head cheese fans, and there's the percentage that are not. Cutting like I was hitting a bone there for a moment. It was really weird. Speaking of it, the texture being able to be varied, especially at this point. Got to have that image there on stream for at least a moment with just all of that meat piled up. Like, these are two beautiful hocks. Like, even from the hocks that I typically get from them, these have a lot of meat. I did have to go to 2 stores, but that's only because one of them had run out of their ones for the week, their order for the week. Is everyone else celebrating DC this week? It also let me know that if I shouldn't try and find these in the end of the week, because they get them in the beginning. Though the likelihood I will remember that, not very high. Almost there. Last two pieces. I didn't even look what the cook times are for these. Pretty sure it's anything that little island nation could put their name on. Alright, let's give this a stir up now. I think that needs some more water. Or stock if you want to add more stock, but... We've heated up to our temp that you said. Oh, you're lying to me, oven. You're not up to that temp yet. Ooh, ad break. That's just about perfect. Yeah. See how when we get back from that. I'm waiting on the oven to heat up. We'll wait for the oven to finish heating to throw the potatoes in. And well ahead of time with that warning tonight. That warning's been all over the place. Well ahead, well behind. I think I'm going to eat another egg roll while we're waiting. Makes for a decent egg roll sauce. I mean, they make it sound like it works for everything, but... Do I want to eat sweet and sour sauce with everything? No. Does sweet and sauce go with everything? Just about. Mm-hmm. While I was using my hand to guard from things falling into the sink, I'm not sure. Yes, this is the mumbo sauce. It is. I keep calling it sort of a sweet and sour sauce, and to a degree, it's very much what it is. But it does have a bit more depth to it. It's a bit more... I bought it because I didn't know what it was like. All I had was descriptions. And my description has been sort of a sweet and sour sauce with a bit more smokiness. It's not a heavy smoke. And it might be even just the chipotle in with the... Like, I tried it a couple of times and it's... Getting there with the soup, too. I could purposely smash a few of those beans and have that be thick enough to serve right now. As I try to not hiccup, I think. Oh, we're back. Let's throw these in the oven. Oven's probably to full temp now. And I'm gonna put them in there for 18 minutes. We're gonna crispy our onion rings, especially since onion rings. We're gonna crispy our fries, especially since some of those curls are rather tight and more or less a potato. The question I sort of have now is, how do we combine soup and fries? Do fries just have to be on the side? I'll accept that one. No one likes a soggy bottom, and no one appreciates a mushy fry. I stole the soggy bottom bit from a mushroom guy here who puts his mushrooms into paper bags and then jokes about them getting soft on the bottom if you leave them in there. There we go. Almost back to a boil there with our meat now back in there. Chopped up all fine. Let's see what's the bot got for news and interesting things in the food world. That isn't about food. How to eat sushi the real way. Y'all know that real sushi doesn't come like in a roll, like it's served like piece by piece, made by a master who has been working many years to get to that point. Thank you, El Capitano. Thank you for hanging out with me. We have any Senate Bean fans in chat? I'm hemming and hawing on if I add a little bit of parsley to the finish of this. Nothing there. Let's see what we got in the news section here. Huh? That was not a fun article that I don't think I want to talk about. There's just nothing to talk about here that I almost thought I had something there. It was a story about a burrito shop putting a sign outside, but it wasn't really news. I mean, Shake Shack was complaining about their sales going down, but I mean, you sell overpriced burgers. Just no news. Just nothing. Hmm. I need to mash up a few of these beans, I think. See what that does for our thickness factor. Not much. That did not do much. I still feel like I'm scraping stuff up off of the bottom though, so. You had Shake Shack yesterday, and damn, it was good. I will give it to them. You know, Danny Meyer runs a damn good restaurant. I respect Shake Shack, but they're pricey. I have only been to a Shake Shack once, and it wasn't bad, but it didn't wow me. I felt like I've been to much better burger joints. It may have been just the place I went. And I am, of course, spoiled with living here in California with In-N-Out and its prices and... I would say they probably have a stronger milkshake game than In-N-Out. But In-N-Out does do a quality milkshake too. Burgers, I would have to have a couple, but it's tough to beat an In-N-Out burger with their quality of produce. And yeah, if you're one of those people that eat cheeseburgers with any of the toppings, maybe I understand. But toasted buns that are actually nicely toasted, the veggies are always fresh, always good quality. You just gotta wait forever in a line because it's where everyone goes for a burger around here. The most recent one they opened in Santa Rosa, they built the parking lot and then they built the drive-through line around the parking lot. Now, see, I would say in my experiences, I don't like the Five Guys near me because of the college staff is always horrible. But Five Guys would rank up there. In-N-Out would rank out up there. And Hamburger Habit would rank up there. And then maybe Shack just below it, but again, only an experience of once. I have extreme issues with, like, what's his name takes a single bite out of a pizza and then sits there and destroys a business or makes it. Like, I can't stand people that are like that. That is if you have any concept at all what it takes to open and operate a restaurant like that, to destroy a business like that off of, you're just a jerk. It doesn't matter if you have 1 million or 5 million or 25 million followers. And it's sort of a fine line because, I mean, if it's just you talking about it to your boys or something like that, then it's a little bit more acceptable. But when you start doing it to an audience, it's a different thing. We still got 2.5 on these. Let me double check that I did a right time for this. Yep. I did. Yeah, this guy's got a fair amount of oil in this stuff. This bottle is just like coated in oil from the sauce. It's not sugar. I think that's oil that's causing that viscosity and coating ability. Only 2 new faces today? Ten seconds. 5, 2, 1. Curly fries. Let's give that a moment for those to cool down a touch. In the meantime, we'll boil ourselves up a bowl of soup. And turn this oven off so it doesn't keep roasting my house at 460 degrees. Let's take the egg rolls out because they weren't really part of the DC dinner plans. Photo time. Coats us nicely. No, it's got too much of a sour content to it. I was trying to compare it to, Swiss chalet sauce. No. It's sweet and sour sauce. It's delicious. But it is most certainly, like... same neighborhood. Then we can throw the spring rolls in there for the finish. I think that wraps up our evening for tonight. And wraps up my last stream for a minute. Like, I'm already feeling the regret of doing this, chat. I'm... I actually feel bad about taking time off from streaming. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna go and enjoy my dinner. This does look quite delicious. I know the egg rolls are delicious. The sauce works great with those. They work decent with the taters. And I certainly hope this soup is delicious considering the time and all the good stuff that went in there. Let's see who's online tonight. I think I'm going to leave it right there for tonight. I'm going to go and enjoy. I do hope I relax. I do hope I get a chance to go out and eat somewhere other than here or something quick on a night that I don't want to cook. And I hope I have a good couple of surprises here. I most certainly will. There's going to be all sorts of stuff coming up here in the Discord. Yeah. Fun things coming. Many more hours of Chef Jay Tay, or will it be called Chef Jay Tay? We'll see. Have a good week, everyone. Good night.